Tyldesley Cup record is some kind of record in itself. They've never reached the third round, but they led Wimbledon from the 5th minute on Monday, Ron Futcher marking his return with the early goal. But Wimbledon imposed themselves on the tie with two typically direct and high-altitude goals, Carlton Fairweather the first, and then midway through the second half, the ball out wide on the launching pad, Dennis Wise in the air with John Fashanu likes it, and that's wide.
Coventry's defeat, 4th Division Grimsby, started when goalkeeper Keith Waugh fumbled, David Gilbert pounced, and it was 2-0 early in the second half, a close-range header from 19-year-old Tommy Watson. Coventry's position was improved when Brian Kilcline drove in a penalty, but that only set the scene for a former England striker to galvanise Grimsby once more. Gary Birtles, a splendid way and a splendid time to score his first goal for his latest club, Coventry chasing a 3-1 deficit in the second leg.
40 this week, England goalkeeper Peter Shilton, probably aged another 10 years as 4th Division Cambridge embarrassed Derby County. Phil Chappell here, guiding the first goal past him. Despair for Shilton, and a second goal for Cambridge from the former Spurs and Charlton striker Martin Robinson posed then a serious threat to Derby's hopes of a decent cup run. But then a late goal, excellently taken by Paul Goddard, enabled Derby to breathe a little easier in readiness for the second leg.
Leyton Orient had some early pressure, but in their first attack of note, Everton got Stuart McCall in to shoot, and showing a real goal-scorer's appetite, Mike Newell in to score, his 5th in 7 matches. Newell, who hit the woodwork too, set up the second goal himself early in the second half. He can run strongly, he can run cleverly. Pat Nevin's inch-perfect pass, and Kevin Schutte knew no more about that finish than he's been given credit for.
With 4 minutes gone at Anfield, another Crystal Palace looked odds-on. A Glenn Hussein header might yet become one of football's favourite clichés. It put Liverpool ahead, but instead of the avalanche, Wigan equalised. Brian Griffiths firing past the wall, and Bruce Grobbelaar to stun the Kop and the Wigan fans, and probably himself. Remember, this is the team still looking for a win in the 3rd Division this season, and they went ahead. Dave Thompson with a Dalglish-like turn and finish, 2-1. What a story this could be. For a moment, it was Liverpool who wobbled until Ian Rush found his scoring touch. Steve Nicol setting up the first, delightfully finished with a turn and the left foot. Wigan beginning to look a little tired. The killer goal a minute later, Nicol again, providing Rush with the opportunity. 3-2, the Wigan resolve had by now gone. Jan Molby deputising for Steve McMahon sent Peter Beardsley darting through. Clinical finish coming up, 79 minutes, 4-2. And Liverpool really wrapped it up at a canter. Staunton fighting John Barnes. What a game. Manchester City will be sick of the sight of Brentford and Gary Blissett. He set up Terry Evans for the opener on 14 minutes. Blissett, remember, put City out of the FA Cup with 2 goals last season. He got another following up his own rebound 5 minutes from time. But David Oldfield spared the blushes in the last minute. And at 2-1, Manchester City won't be too unhappy.
Ian Muir's renowned goal power on show at Portman Road. 3rd Division Tranmere sending 2nd Division Ipswich to a 1-0 home defeat. Muir unmarked, his 5th goal of the season.
The predatory finishing of Reading's Trevor Senior has placed Newcastle's Littlewoods Cup future in doubt. This the first of his 2 goals at Elm Park. Newcastle were briefly back in contention when John Gallagher scored midway through the second half. But then a late flourish restored Reading's command. First, a goal from Scott Taylor. And then in the last minute, from Michael Gilks's cross, another goal for Trevor Senior to give Reading every chance now of reaching the next round.
There'll be mixed feelings at Burnham Park this week following the victory over Watford. Delight in the way Bolton created chances. Tony Philliskirk got a goal in each half. The first neatly side-footed past Coton's right hand. But there'll be disappointment too. A vital away goal conceded against the run of play. Ivan Roberts climbing above Phil Brown to score with a fine header. Bolton went ahead 8 minutes from time when Brown found Philliskirk unmarked at the far post, but 2-1 is a slender lead to take to Vicarage Road.
Wallace beaten in the air by Sanford. Now Paul Ince. Long-range shot! Well, a terrific goal there by Paul Ince, his first for Manchester United, and what a spectacular way to get off the mark. He hadn't said so much to say for himself tonight until that moment, with 19 minutes gone. Occasionally had their moments of pressure, Portsmouth, but their scoring rate is poor this season. They've hit the back of the net only 5 times in 8 games. That's been their real problem. Ince has made it 2. With the Portsmouth defence all over the place, it's a glory night for Paul Ince, getting his first goals for Manchester United. Here's Moore. The chip there, he spotted Lee Sharp. And now Danny Wallace. Well, the new boys are running riot. Paul Ince with 2, and now in his first game, Danny Wallace makes it 3. A good work by Lee Sharp at the far post. Up he goes, knocks it back in towards Danny Wallace. But it's been a night that's too hot to handle so far for Portsmouth. Very though, Black, and they've scored. Kenny Black, the scorer for Portsmouth, brings a little bit of joy to Pompey fans on a night that's been dominated so far by Manchester United. Well, Cool is a great striker with the ball, the number 8. He might also look for a dip. Indeed it is. He scored! Well, an amazing comeback then by Portsmouth.
It was a first-minute injury to Blackburn goalkeeper Terry Geno, which helped another 4th Division side, Exeter, into a strong first-leg position. Rovers striker Andy Kennedy went in goal and kept a clean sheet until the 57th minute when Chris Vinicum broke through. Kennedy was beaten twice more in the last 7 minutes. Richard Dryden with the second header here, and despite the deflections, he was credited with the goal which made it 2-0. Blackburn might have settled for that in the circumstances, but a third goal gave Exeter a lead which will be difficult to overturn at Ewood Park. Richard Young the scorer. Exeter 3, Blackburn 0.